So this is my setup, y'all. I had to tow a truck over. And all these, now these are safety chains here. They just here to, just in case these chains or any of those break, you have two that would actually keep it still connected to the truck that's towing it. They didn't want to get over at all, did they? Yep, so I had to pull this baby on over here to Parker Brothers. We're getting ready to get a motor put in here. Of course, I didn't have time to do it, so, you know, we got so much other stuff going on, I just couldn't get to it. Yeah, ready to drop it off over here at Parker. Look, I got a little something I just want to vent with for a second. I stopped at the Blue Sky in Grenada, right there on 50, right there before you cross over 55 if you're going east. And young lady in the store, well, let me back up. I went in there to get something to eat. I wanted some Subway, but they had on the meatballs for today. I didn't want no meatballs, so I went over there to the store, Blue Sky, which they both are the same, in the same building. And I got a salad and a cool chicken sandwich. That's what it was. Young lady at the counter, you know, seemed pretty nice at first, but she was nice. I'm not gonna say she wasn't nice because she just didn't know. She was just clueless. So anyway, I got to the register. I had a salad and I got a pulled chicken, and I asked about the sauce. That in the dispensers on the side, there's nothing in there. They had some in the fridge over there, look like they may have pumped it and put it up in the fridge. So I inquired about that. I said, hey man, can I get some of that sauce, that chicken sauce? She said, I don't know. I don't work this shift, but she was working that shift. I work the night shift. I said, okay. I said, well, do you have any dressing to go with the salad? I don't know. I'm like, well, you mean you don't know? Well, can you look over there in the refrigerator over there, little small refrigerator unit where they keep, you know, some stuff that they prep. So she went over there and I told her I want some Italian. Okay, so she found that, and I asked about the sauce. She didn't know nothing about the sauce, and I said, that sauce or that dressing? All the dressing that they had were already pre-packaged, so I knew that was sauce. And I asked her again, is that the chicken sauce? She didn't know. So I said, well, let me just get one. I opened up and I tasted it. I said, okay, that's good, I'll take that. Okay, then, oh yeah, so I needed a fork for my salad, of course. I said, ma'am, do you have any more forks? We out of forks. I said, okay, well, I see you out of forks, but are you like out of them in the back? I didn't even ask her that question because at that point, I was getting a little frustrated with her because she just was clueless. Didn't try to even know anything. And she said, well, we got spoons over there. I said, ma'am, I'm eating a salad. You know, I don't normally eat a salad with a spoon. You know, I usually use a fork, and that's what I would prefer to use right now. I didn't say all that, but that's what I was thinking. And she said, no, we out of them. I said, oh, okay. Never once did she say, well, hold on, sir, let me just go check and see if we got something in the back, or let me check on this sauce for you. You know, just any kind of nice courtesy, showing some good customer service would have been appreciated. So I said, okay, all right. Well, I said, what about Subway? You think I can get one from Subway? I don't know. That's her favorite word. I don't know. And so I went over to Subway, right next door in the same building, and went over there, asked the young lady over there, and I said, ma'am, do you mind if I get a fork? And I thought she was kidding. She said, well, I'm gonna have to charge you for that fork. I said, all right, that's okay. I just need a fork. I want to eat my salad. That's okay, cool. Give me a fork. So she get around there to the around the counter and she get the fork, and she started ringing it up. I said, well, ma'am, how much the fork gonna cost me? She said 50 cents. I said, I thought about it, y'all. Honestly, I thought about it. I said, you know what? I don't want it. I said, ma'am, that's okay. You keep the fork. And then I told the other lady, you keep that salad, and you keep that chicken sandwich, and you keep that sauce that I had just tasted. You can throw that away. and I'm gonna go somewhere else. Now, y'all keep in mind, you look at the video, the picture I showed you, I'm pulling this truck. I hadn't eaten all day. It's about 2:30, and I can only, I was trying to find somewhere I can get easy access on and off. So it was there. I pulled on the side of the curb road right there on number 7, and I was able to go right into blue sky, and I can get right back on with no problems. But that didn't go well. So I went on down to Quick Trip because I knew I can get in there. It's made for trucks. I can go in there, turn around. Went in Quick Trip. Hey, how you doing, sir? This nice greeting when you come in. Of course, they're a new place. They're going to do that. Went in there, found everything I needed, you know what I mean? And got me 2 hot dogs, got me a bag of chips and something to drink. About $8, what I spent there. I'm going to spend a little bit more at the other store. Cashier was nice and courtesy, thank you. Actually, I want a receipt and have a nice day and all of that. The other place, none of that. So my point is this, is customer service is really important to me. And I'm just so frustrated to where, we go to these places, we spend our money for food, and we got to hear their lip. They got to complain. They got to look at you like you stinking, like you ain't supposed to be there. And if you ask a question, they're like, come on, I'm spending my money. So why can I not get these kind of services that I should get? I was just so frustrated, y'all, at that store with that lady. And I left out of there. My question is to y'all, do y'all think I should have went ahead on and purchased the stuff that I had on the counter? I mean, I wasn't nasty to her, or even in none of my conversation was I nasty to her, nor was I mean to her. I was just like amused that she didn't take any initiative to try to, just to help me to, get me something to eat. I'm trying to eat and get gone. I'm trying to get me something to eat and get gone. So do y'all think I was wrong for that, or how did I handle that? Did I handle it well? I was a little frustrated, but I'm usually normal. I'm going to be patient. And I'm always going to give a person the benefit of the doubt that something may be going on. So I try to be as understanding as I can. But this situation right here, I was just, I'm not going to waste my time. This woman acting clueless. She probably is clueless. And she has no initiative and no idea of what customer service even sounds like, look like. And to be honest with you, both her and the lady over in the subway were both the same kind of attitude. Your attitude really says a lot about you. And I was like, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate you. I'm just going to go ahead on and leave. So I left, went to Quick Trip, got what I needed. And now I'm over here at Parkersburg, getting ready to drop this, get ready to head back to Grenada. And I got to pick up another one. So y'all comment. Was I wrong? I mean, I don't think I was wrong, but could I have handled that different? Y'all have a blessed one. Bye.